Okay, welcome back. We're on week 2 now. Hopefully, you guys have been doing well, staying safe. Had a good Easter weekend, all of that. Okay, we're going to jump right in and start doing assignments for our notes. Okay, so notes over our sources. Okay, so if you're watching this, this is after, okay, we've done our source assignments. These are all of our notes that go on each of those sources to show what we're going to use, why we're going to use that material that we're getting from those sources. Okay, so everything should be making sense. If you're following directions, all this stuff is really easy. If you haven't been, if you've been kind of winging it, this is where it's going to become a little bit more difficult for you. Okay, so follow directions, ask questions. Okay, ask your teacher, email us, communicate with us. Okay, even if you're one of those kids that are doing the packets, maybe there's a way, not a way for you guys to communicate those assignments through Google Classroom. Hopefully this is still applicable for what you're doing on paper. So if you want to watch these videos, you're able to get on YouTube, whatever. Hopefully this is good stuff for you guys to go through and watch and do as well. But make sure we're emailing our teachers, texting our teachers, however you communicate with us if you have questions. Okay, because we're still in the very beginning stages. It's going to become a little bit more developed as we go on. Okay, so ask us questions, follow directions. Those are really, really big and key, even if we were just in a classroom setting. Okay, but super, super important for this because of how this is all working with files and different things. It's kind of tricky. You have to look for those assignments. You have to type in things a certain way. It's a little tedious. Okay, so it's kind of dotting our I's and crossing our T's and all that kind of stuff. So it's like capitalizing or putting commas or whatever. You have to remember those rules. You have to follow those directions to get where we're going to go. Okay, but I've already opened up Google Classroom. Okay, I'm on the stream for the sample page. Okay, this over here to the left is our upcoming assignments. I've got one due tomorrow. Okay, we're going to start putting times on these, and they're not all going to be due on Friday. Okay, so we're into the point to where we're going to start working not every day, okay, but having those things where they're due, not just at the end of the week. We're learning too. Okay, so instead of some of you guys wait until Friday to do the things that are due Friday, we want to start being able to help you guys a little bit sooner. So putting those due dates in different parts of the week, we think is going to be a way for us to be able to do that and communicate with you guys better. So upcoming, I've got something due tomorrow. You can click on that from here. But I'm going to show you the classwork tab because I've been promoting this thing. It's a lot less busy, okay, than all this, and especially once we start getting a bunch of assignments on the same thing that we're working on. Okay, it's a little bit less busy this way. Okay, if you have not done, okay, source 1 or source 2 or source 3, you need to do those before you do the notes assignment for those different sources. Okay, so we're going to write notes over source 1, our first website. Can't do that, okay, unless I have something to write notes over. Okay, so this would be like trying to read a story without the story. You can't do that. Okay, so have to have this assignment done, okay, before I have this assignment done. So if I go back, okay, let's say that I have done my assignment and I want to see what I got on that. Okay, so this one's been graded. Okay, it has all of this stuff. If I click on it again, here it says view assignment, it'll show me what grade I got. Okay, so I missed something. If I got a 25 out of 25, I bet you, okay, I don't have to fix anything. Okay, I got a 22 out of 20. I want to look at that. Okay, there's two different ways that we can communicate what you need to do. Okay, over here to the side, it shows the comments. Good job, see comments. Okay, comments, okay, comments are on my document. Okay, or if I drew on something, okay, it's down here on the where it says edited in your name. All right, for this assignment, the teacher drew a circle, okay, and then pointed down. So I missed my URL with this. Okay, so I need to fix that. That's not a huge glaring problem. okay, but it's something I need to fix as soon as I possibly can, because in my memory right now, okay, as opposed to, you know, 3-4 weeks from now, I'm probably going to have a better idea of where I got this from than then. Okay, so need to fix that. So to fix that, I go back up to my document, and I can get that from this assignment right there where it says your work. Okay, and I click on that. All right. Now, if my teacher commented, okay, instead of circled stuff and drew stuff on a PDF, okay, those will show up off here to the side, and it'll show like something's highlighted, okay, in the text. Don't have that here for you to see, but that's where it'll be. It'll be over there on the right side, okay, off to where the comments are. So I can show you what it'll look like if I add a comment. Okay, so it'll pop up right here, but it'll say who it's from. Okay, so if your teacher says something, cool. They have an edit. Okay, like if they added a comma, if they capitalized something for you, if they did anything to, okay, your document to show you that you did something wrong and you fix it, okay, it'll show a little bit different. It'll have a little check mark. Okay, so check that check mark. Okay, and it'll fix it for you. Okay, but if they commented what you need to fix, if they edited what you need to fix, or if they circled and drew arrows or whatever they did, okay, that's how you see, okay, what you actually need to fix on those. So need to fix that source one, okay, document, especially if you're one of those people that forgot to copy and paste. Okay, so we'll get to that one once we open that up and see it. All right, but this is how you see what you got, okay, what your score was, what I need to fix. Actually clicking in that assignment, that'll show you what your score is. I've had a few questions on that. Okay, all right, so I need to go into this actual assignment, okay, that I'm doing. I'm doing the notes, okay, for source one. So watch the instructional video. There's step-by-step, follow the numbers. Watch the instructional video, doing that if you're watching me right now. Okay, follow directions, ask questions. If you have not communicated with your teacher, if you have a question, we probably don't know you have a question. Okay, so it's just like in a classroom, if you're sitting back in the back of the class and you're just not turning stuff, we don't know unless you ask something. Okay, so the way to ask us questions, you can't just sit there at home with your hand up. That's not going to work. I can't see you right now. Okay, so the way to raise your hand in this virtual way is to send us an email. Okay, send us a text message, group me, whatever your teacher has set up with you. Okay, that's how you have to reach out to us. Email always works. Okay, and I do advise you guys to do the same thing. Check your email every day. Okay, check your Google Classroom every day. Okay, for all of your classes. Okay, we might be assigning something not just on Monday. Maybe we assign another assignment on Tuesday, on Wednesday. Just try to check that as often as possible. Okay, so that's step one. All right, find my source document. Okay, this is, and I'm being a little catty right here, but if you didn't follow directions, okay, some of you did this, okay, it's going to be tough to find untitled. Okay, if you never title your files, it's going to be hard to search for those. It's going to be hard to find those. You can still do it. Okay, it's just a little bit more difficult. So it's like when you don't put your name on your paper. Okay, you can still find your paper if you recognize your handwriting. Okay, on it we have a no-name wall in my class. So if we put that up there on the no-name wall, that's kind of what searching for an untitled document's like. Okay, so if you've been following directions, all this stuff is going to be easy. Okay, make it easy for yourself and follow directions. All right, but I need to find that. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do that finding. Okay, so right here in this assignment, okay, I'm in the classwork tab. There's a class drive folder link up here at the top. Now you can get here several different ways. Okay, it's just like a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of different ways to do this, but this is the easiest way. If I click that class drive folder, it's going to take me into this class, just this class, okay, in my drive. Okay, so if you're on the phone, this is going to be a little bit different. Again, we'll try to push out a mobile tutorial doing the same assignment, okay, here a little bit later today. But make sure that this is just your stuff, okay, in this class. So this is Classroom 4. Okay, it's my Classroom folder 4, Sample English 1. That's this class. Okay, so to search, okay, if I don't want to go view down here and just look for it, I can put in source 1. Okay, if I push enter, it'll go ahead and weed out those things. There's a lot of stuff still to look for, okay, but it's narrowed that stuff down a little bit. Okay, so I can see this one, okay, has my stuff on it. Now I'm looking pretty close here. I'm having to get a little bit closer to my machine to see it. Okay, but I'm trying to open that thing up. All right, that's not the one I want. So it's a good example of finding the document that I don't want. Okay, I want the one, okay, that I copied and pasted, okay, my stuff to. Okay, so I can see this one actually has that stuff pasted on it. Now, this is the problem that a lot of us had. Okay, we didn't actually paste our website. So if I'm one of those people, okay, if I'm one of those people that did not have this assignment done correctly and I didn't paste this stuff under here, I need to fix that before I start writing notes on it. Okay, but this is the document that I need to have opened up to be able to copy and paste and do the rest of this assignment, the notes assignment. Okay, so I'm going to turn this same thing back in. So this is kind of like you guys did a rough draft. Okay, we sent back corrections on that rough draft, and now you're adding to it and fixing things. That's how this is kind of working so far. Okay, so this is a document I've done. Okay, my directions. Okay, for number 2. Okay, so that's one way to find that. Okay, another way is to open up a tab and then actually go to Drive. Okay, so I've got to sign into the right account. Okay, I can also go in here. My drive is going to look a lot different than your drive. Okay, but this is my son's drive actually. Okay, so there are different folders. Okay, my son's probably looks more like yours than mine does, but there's this classroom folder. Okay, if I get in that classroom folder, I find the class that I'm in, and I can get to that same place just by opening the Drive part of this software. Okay, so that's 2 ways to find it. All right. Okay, in another tab, open. Okay, copy of research project overview. Okay, so this should do this just by me clicking this copy, okay, of research project overview. I'm gonna click that for myself. Okay, and I'm supposed to copy and paste. Okay, I'm supposed to copy and paste all of number 4. All right, so I'm getting all this stuff. All right, and remember there's different ways to copy and paste. I'm going to do the Command C thing, or Control C for you Windows people. Okay, and then it tells me to paste on my source 1 document. So I've already got that opened up. Okay, and I'm just going to paste that up here at the top. And what I'm doing here, you can go back and forth. I like to use technology to help myself a little bit. It looks a little busy, it looks a little messy, whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? This is a whole lot easier to see than clicking back and forth from document to document to try to see things. Okay, I've got a smaller desktop to look at than if I had just a bunch of pages sitting around. All right, so this is making technology work for us, not against us on this. We're just copying and pasting just to be able to see my directions on what I'm going to do on this assignment. It reminds me what I'm doing. Okay, so these are my instructions. Okay, for this actual assignment, I've copied and pasted those on that document. Okay, so paste on it, boom, did it. Number 5 is done. Okay, number 6, follow the notes directions. That's what I just copied and pasted by commenting on my pasted source. Okay, so if I read this to you, if you didn't paste all your source, you'll need to do that before trying to do this assignment. You'll need to write your notes by highlighting text and commenting on what and why that information is applicable. Video shows you how to do this technically. Project directions tell you what to look for. Okay, so on this source 1 document, I've got everything I need on this page if I did this right. Okay, So I'm looking for 4 pieces of information, okay, that are important that I want to use to tell about who my figure is, okay? So these are just examples of questions where it says this information should include but is not limited to who my figure is, why is my figure important, what natural phenomena my Greek figure represents. All these different things are kind of what I'm looking for actively in my information. Okay, so as I'm kind of looking through, and this is where I read my material. Okay, Zeus was the king of the gods and the god of the sky, weather, law. Oh man, that first line right there does a lot for me. So I'm going to use that for the example as my first thing. Okay, so that kind of takes care of who my figure is and what he or she represents. So he is the king of the gods, Zeus is. Okay, so that's going to do A and really B for me. All right, what he looks like, what he's in charge of, who he is. This shows what Zeus did and what his job was. It doesn't have to be like super involved. Okay, but what that does, okay, I selected all that. I commented, okay, over on the side there. Okay, that's what I'm doing for all 4 of these things. Okay, so I'm gonna do this 4 times. Okay, and then 4 different pieces of information. All right. Now, if your source is really short, find as many as you can. Okay, we're trying to find different things, and once we're finished with all of these, all of our sources, we'll know kind of what we're going to use each source for. Okay, so once I've found everything, okay, I'm going to pretend that I'm done with that. Okay, I've commented on all those. Okay, so I'm commenting on each of those 4 things that I want to find from each, okay, of those sources. So this is source 1, found 4 of those things. All right. So when I turn this in, okay, I want to turn this in. Right, I'm in the assignment. Okay, I have to go up here and add or create. Remember, there's nothing up there this time. This is a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to add or create from my Google Drive, and it'll pop up the recent stuff that I've been working on. Okay, so the last 2 things should be the 2 documents that you just got through working on. This is the one that I want to pick. It's my Nathan Eddy source one. Now, you can look at kind of a preview right there and find it. Okay, so I can see that. I can see I copied and pasted that number 4 stuff up there on the top. Okay, on this one, that's the one that I want to add, okay, to my assignment. Okay, and then I click, once that's done, I click turn in. Okay, so I have to attach that to it. Okay, and then I turn it in. Boom, there I go. Okay, so that's done. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, okay, hit us up at the comments. Hit us up on email. I'll put that same email slide, okay, after this. Hopefully this is helping you guys. Hopefully you guys are staying safe, and this is working well for everybody. Hope to hear from each of you soon.